Okay, this is a Vire 12 remote control setup. Taken a while. I perfected this now. So we've got a standard morse teleflex control, and because this pushes the throttle cable to go faster, you need to reverse this plate, because normally it's the other way round. And with the gears, you have to have the wings of this place forward and the inner one of the two holes. This is reversible. There's a screw on both of these things that you can take them off and switch them over. So you want this on the short throw, leaning forwards, and you want this one so that it starts in neutral with the plate pinned furthest. So you'll see what happens if we go into forward gear. The gear stick moves forward, and then this plate moves back until you get maximum throttle. Now it will actually touch this solenoid at this point. It wants to go further. So maybe you want to put something on here, a little tube to stop this going further, or some stop on the boat so that you can't over throttle this, otherwise you may damage something. But you go back into neutral, and you'll see the neutral pin is in, and reverse, and again we'll go full throttle. So that will work lovely on a Vire 12. I'll just pause this and I'll show you some close-ups of what I've done. Okey-dokey. Right, here we go, off the tripod. So just to reiterate, if this is your Morse cable, the important thing is that in the neutral position this is in at the moment, the teleflex is pulled out at this end, which means it's shorter at the other end. Now if you want to reduce the throw, you could drill another hole closer to this central pin, but I haven't bothered to tamper with this at the moment. So a little bit of machining on that aluminium plate might solve the problem of too much movement here. The other thing is these wings, if I rotate this round to a different position, you can see there is in this mechanism a screw, and there's a hole in here. So once you've removed this plate, you'll see a hole. You can then take the screw out for this and then swap those wings over if you need to. They are a fiddle, but they work lovely. Now on the throttle end, I've got here, this is called a spring end. You could just fit a simple ball and socket joint on here like this, but the problem is there's no extension there. If your cable comes too far, it's going to break this throttle shaft, which is only brass, or hit this. So you need to deal with that situation. I wouldn't recommend these spool valves. On the gear stick, however, there is a ball and socket valve, and I've got this twisted round just a little bit, which is nice. You'll see the corner has been shaved off this block, as it should be, so that it cannot hit the carburettor. What you don't want is the corner of this block, when it's in forward gear, hitting the carburettor and making a hole in it, which would ruin it. The other thing to note, when it's in forward gear, there is a little bit more movement. You don't want this pushing hard so that there's no free movement. Otherwise, there's a little wheel inside the gearbox made of brass which will wear out. So you want, when it's in forward gear, you want it nearly to the end, but a little bit of free movement. Doesn't matter in reverse, because you don't spend long in reverse. Now the other thing to notice, on the original exhaust, which is red here, they always have this extension plate, which is about 25-30 millimeters long, and that is because the morse won't align otherwise. In my opinion, this needs to be drilled about 15 millimeters, and then you can get more of these threads engaged on your ball and socket joint, which is nice. So that's the Vire 12, and I'm developing a stainless steel unit, which is going to be even easier, so watch out for that. This is Nick from VireEngines.com.